All right, guys, officially race day here at Red Bull Straight Rhythm. We made it yesterday, got to do a couple practice sessions, and I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty gnarly out here, especially for someone who is a strictly moto dude who's ridden a supercross track like 3 times in my life. It definitely had me pretty nervous out there yesterday, but made some pretty solid improvements all day. Got the track down pretty good, except for the whoops. We're gonna have to figure those out this morning. Yeah, like I said, race day now. So me and my pops are just heading out to walk the track, get myself all psyched out again before we go into practice. And once you get on the bike, it's always way better than when you're actually walking it. So, but yeah, so we're gonna go check the track out before the practice sessions, and then we're gonna head back and introduce you guys to who's responsible for putting this all on for us. SGB Racing. We're gonna introduce you to the whole crew over there, talk a little bit about what's done to the bikes and everything, and just make sure that all the credit is given where due, because those guys put a ton of work in to get us out here, and really appreciate those guys. So we'll go meet all those guys, show you guys what's up, run you through the schedule for today, and then hop on the bike and try and send it as best as we can. That is so gnarly in person. I think we're gonna head up there and check it out. All right, here we go. We're up at the starting gate right now. We're on the grate. It looks absolutely insane from right here. Like, it's one thing to see it on TV, and I actually watched last year and the year before just to try and get an idea of what the track was gonna be like. Does not do it justice on TV. This is so much gnarlier than what I was expecting. But yeah, here's what it looks like. I rode at RJ Hampshire's house on his supercross track back in 2017 like 3 times because I was planning on doing a couple of the Florida supercrosses that they were doing that year, just because they were close to me and I thought it might be fun, but quickly decided that that was not a good idea just with my school schedule and how little time I had on a supercross track. So for the past 2 years, I have not touched a supercross track, and everyone here already knows that. They really just want me to have a good time, and they're not really expecting anything, whether I come first or dead last. It's all just about having fun and making some awesome content on it. So even though walking this track, I'm absolutely terrified at some of this stuff, at the end of the day, it's all about just having a good time. But it's still pretty gnarly looking at this stuff. I mean, they were not playing around making these tracks. Like, look at that. Some of this stuff is absolutely insane. And like, honestly, even though I've been racing at this level for such a long time, it's pretty terrifying, but we're gonna do our best to just have a good time out there, continue walking the track. Like I said, we got to ride a bunch of sessions yesterday, and like I got the flow of all the rhythms down and everything, got it down pretty good. I was expecting like everyone else to be just absolutely shredding, and I was gonna look like a total goon out here compared to everyone, but I was actually really surprised with myself. I feel like I got the rhythms down pretty quick and was flowing pretty good, and it looked like a lot of other people were just having some of the same struggling issues that I was. So I'm definitely not a complete fish out of water here, but very inexperienced, especially in the whoop section. So we're gonna have to work on that today if we wanna get qualified for this thing and do well. But yeah, let's continue on this track walk. So we got the first section here. You drop in off of there, go double, double, double. Those are some pretty fat doubles. This isn't really like a true rhythm section yet because it's literally just 3 huge doubles in a row. It's honestly kind of more like a moto setup right there. So no worries on this first section, it's pretty easy. Although this middle double right here is really easy to overshoot the heck out of and land in the face of the third one. So that was something we were struggling with yesterday. We'll have to scrub it a little harder, I guess, today. So this is the landing of the third double. Then you go straight into the first wall that they built. Man, looking at it through the camera lens, does not do this thing justice at all. That is super steep. And then you go into the first kind of rhythm section, which is just a bunch of step on, step off. So again, nothing really too crazy right here. You pretty much just hold it wide open and hop from table to table all the way to the end. And then we get into the first obstacle that is actually really sketchy and pretty hard to get down perfectly. We'll go take a look at that in a second. So way back there, we got that first wall I was showing you. You step on table, table, table. We're on the last table here. Then you drop down into what I'm assuming they're calling the gator pit because there was a huge painted gator on the face of this thing. The sun is directly behind it, so the face is completely shadowed over, so you guys can't really see exactly how steep it is right now, but I'm gonna go over there and do my best to illustrate just how steep this is. Like when we were walking it before practice yesterday, I was pretty convinced we were gonna hit this thing and just literally go backwards in the air and land right back in the pit. That's how gnarly it is. I don't even know if this is doing it justice right now at all, but that thing is like near vertical. The issue we were having is the transition was so steep and you have so much speed coming off of that table that you have to like check up, otherwise you completely bottom out and just basically boner air the whole way through the air. Of course, Travis Pastrana did a backflip over at first lap, so I don't really know what I'm complaining about, but yeah, definitely a gnarly one. So then after this beast, we go into the first like true rhythm section where you actually have to pick a rhythm. Basically in this one, you land that, kind of hit this little roller, wheel tap over the double, land on this one here, do a little step on, step off action, and a couple doubles to finish it off into the next wall. So you step onto this table, step off of it, and then I was just going double out, but a couple guys were actually boosting this one right here all the way over to the third one and singling out. Luckily, I have an excuse of having no experience, so I don't think I'm gonna be tripling that, but it was pretty cool to see Villo and Anderson and Roxon and all those guys busting that out because it is pretty huge. There's one more rhythm section after this wall, another wall, and then the whoop section in the finish. So we'll go check it out, finish it up, and then go hit riders meeting. Look at that thing, dude. If you got whiskey throttle off this, you are sending it to the moon. Got kind of another interesting one here. So you land the wall and they have another one of these little rollers before the rhythm section. It's a pretty easy section though. You just roller, step on, step off, and then triple out. So that one's not too bad. That one was pretty easy to get down, but obviously there are some bigger rhythms that some of the guys on the 250s and the 500s are doing, but like I said, I'm so inexperienced and like my goal is to just make it to the end safely. So I'm pretty much just doing the easy one, step on, step off, and then you hit the table and jump all the way out. It's actually pretty gnarly stepping off of some of these because it's like, you really have to commit to make it all the way from this table all the way off and over this one. It's really easy to like land right here and clip your wheels and then kind of get thrown weird into the next one. So it really takes a lot of commitment to just hold it pinned and hope that you make it all the way over without clipping your wheels. Got the last wall jump here into the gnarliest part of the track and easily my worst section, obviously because I've never really hit in like a true set of Supercross whoops before. So yeah, we'll just turn the camera around. You guys can look at these bad boys. Sketchy. Dude, I can't even tell you how sketchy it is just coming off of this thing, carrying so much speed, and I just need to back up and give you guys a good look at what this looks like from up here. Because when you're down on ground level with them, you can kind of look across the top of them and they look pretty flat. But when you're up in the air coming off of this thing, you're staring down into the depths of each one of them, and it's like the scariest thing in the world. That is just so gnarly. I don't know how these top guys just commit, go wide open into these things and absolutely send it. Like, those dudes are freaks. They're not right in the head. And I definitely admire those guys a lot. Oh, from right here, they don't look too bad. Then you basically hit the finish line double under the Red Bull arches, and that's pretty much it for the track. So track walk done. We got 20 minutes to riders meeting and then another half hour until free practice. So we're gonna get back and go to riders meeting and suit up. All right guys, so there's the brief track walk for you. We're heading back now, like I said, to get ready to go to riders meeting. But before we get too deep into this video, wanna give a massive thank you to the guys from SGB Racing for putting this all on and inviting me to come out and ride one of these absolutely pristine bikes they put together. And I figured I would introduce you guys to the group of dudes who put this all together and allowed to make this possible for me. So without further ado. All right guys, how's it going? You guys want to just introduce yourself and say a little bit what's done to these steeds?
How's it going? I'm Jason. I am the owner of SGB Racing. This is Anthony, and this will be Jeff Walker's mechanic for the event. We have a 2020 KTM 150 that we made to look just like David Pingree's 02 Supercross bike. Very iconic because KTM put a lightweight piston in it and actually blew up in the air, and he cased a triple, causing the front end to snap off. So we're not going to replicate that portion of it.
Yeah, we're going to try to avoid doing that if at all possible.
But it is iconic, so it has to be mentioned.
Yeah, this thing looks sweet, man. So,
as far as the suspension goes, we are running SGB Racing suspension with Racetech gold valves inside. It is a stage 3 anodized gunmetal color with a rose gold or bronze lower black
that
lugs.
Stuff looks sick.
All set up really stiff for Supercross. Then the shock is the same setup inside with a stage 3 anodized titanium gunmetal color.
Stuff looks awesome, man. How about the motor? What's done to this beast internally?
The motor was built by Ian over at MX Solutions.
How's it going? Ian Bateman, MX Solutions. Yeah, the motors, they're ported, cases matched, transmissions super finished, compression ratio bumped up a bit because they run too little compression, and yeah, so they're rippers.
You took these things all the way down, cracked them open, did some magic on them, didn't you?
Yep. Taperboard the carburetors, everything I could do in the time I had.
Well, I've never ridden a 150 before, but I'd say this thing rips pretty dang good. So cool. You guys absolutely killed it out there.
Cool, man.
Ready to go rip this thing, and yeah,
awesome.
Go shred them. I mean, that was vastly better than yesterday, I'll have to say. Like, actually went through the whoops pretty good every time. It's the first three that are so difficult to like establish a rhythm through. Like, I always mess up the first three because I don't know how to like unload correctly and like carry the right amount of speed. But then once I kind of jockey through the first couple, I can actually get on the gas pretty hard and like get through the rest of them all right. But
yeah, you're looking
better,
good.
Better than yesterday.
What was happening with the rhythm before that? The last two things kind of messed up?
I think what they did was, a lot of the riders wanted to do a single over that first table, but they kept clipping it, so they rolled the lip down at the end. So like I was hopping on off, and it was easier yesterday, but now there's not as much of a lip jumping off of it. Yeah. So I keep like clipping and framing that one. Yeah. So yeah, that was that issue.
Yeah, good.
But pretty good.
Yeah, super.
Yeah, it's good. All right, guys, well, that's free practice done. Actually, really pleasantly surprised with my riding. I feel way better than yesterday for whatever reason. I don't know if I just kind of mentally ran through the track like 1,000 times last night and just had everything memorized really well or whatever, but actually was getting through the whoops okay for this being like really my first time hitting a true set of Supercross whoops, at least in the past 3 years. So I'm actually really happy with it. Having a lot of fun on the whole rest of the track. Yesterday I was like stiff arm, stiff leg the whole track, and just like getting through it was a task, but now that just felt like it was kind of just second nature. Felt really good. Probably a little bit heavy for that 150. On the backside of some of those walls, I'm losing a little bit of time just because I don't have the power. But yeah, we'll go out there for qualifying practice and just see what happens. Go have a blast, and if we make it in, we make it in. But yeah, I got undressed. We're back in the street clothes now. The 500s are about to head up right now, so we're gonna go watch that. I think TP's probably gonna bust out a backflip or something, so it should be pretty sick. We're gonna go up and watch that. Here he comes right now. Woo!
It looks so easy. Effortless.
Alright guys, so if you follow me on Instagram over at JeffWalker84, you would have seen my straight rhythm kit that Alpine Star hooked it up with, but we sent it out to Visid Design to get it all lettered up. So we got the nice David Pingree number 39 on there, matched the bike. This stuff is going to look awesome on the KTM out there. Huge thank you to Alpine Star, Visid Design, Michael Lindsay, and yeah, it's looking absolutely sick. Can't wait to put this stuff on for the night show. Alright guys, well, we have quite a bit of a break up until the qualifying sessions. That free practice session was like from 10:30 to 11 or something like that, and the qualifying doesn't start until 2. So me and my dad decided to go for a little bit of a walk, check everything out. We actually made our way up into the stands. As you can see, this is where pretty much everyone is going to be watching from. You can see just the end of that last rhythm section, hit the big wall, and then the whoops and the finish. But I figured I would take a minute and explain to you guys how the rest of the day is going to go. So basically, starting at 2 o'clock, there's going to be qualifying practice sessions. I think we get 3 runs to lay down as fast of a lap time as we can. So 125s will go first. So that's like me and Jerry and AJ and everyone will go out there and get 3 laps to lay down as fast of one as we can. They take the top 8 into the night show bracket, which is obviously, they'll break us down into pairs and do like the guy who qualified first against the guy who qualified 8th, and then the guy who qualified 2nd versus 7th, and so on. And then they'll just keep on going until there's a winner. So hopefully we can lay down a good enough lap time to get into that top 8, and then yeah, after that it's just go out there, have a blast, and keep it consistent and try to just see what we can do from there. But either way, like I said, this has just been such a blast already. I'm not gonna lie, after the first couple sessions yesterday, I was really nervous and scared about it. Just felt super timid, but every time I go out there, I'm just feeling better and better, and now I'm actually looking forward to going out there every time. So, been a blast so far. Ready to just kind of chill now, walk through the pits, check out all the bikes, maybe find some other moto vlogger guys out there. I know you all want me to go find Cole Seeley, so maybe we'll go make that happen. Wait for these qualifying runs to start. But yeah, having an awesome time out here. Like I said, can't thank SGB Racing enough for having us out here. Super awesome. Never dreamed that I'd be able to do this. So definitely a cool day. Hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. We're going to take a walk through the pits and then get on with qualifying. See you guys in a minute.